Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final reaction of the day, and I can't wait to see how the fight between Gozu and Miss Osaragi goes about. So, let's get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, we had Shishiba and Osaragi basically fighting Gozu. Gozu doing his best to try to demoralize him, saying like, yo, you can't win, or you can't do this. I'm charged up with electricity. And the person, he says like, I need to divide and conquer because you guys are strong. He acknowledges that they are strong. However, he separates both Shishiba and Osaragi with the worst possible person that he could be paired up against. And the thing is, when he thinks he has Osaragi dead to rights, she proceeds to kick this dude in the face, saying like, it doesn't even matter if you can charge up your body with lightning and make yourself as fast as lightning. We're just gonna kill you. So let's see what happens in chapter 250, with another chapter happening next week. Chapter 2, days 250, Splut. And we see the impact from the outside of this apartment building that Gozu has knocked Osaragi into. Halster, good to see you as well. And we see Gozu standing there after getting kicked in the face by Osaragi, who is not only fine, but she's also the first one to actually land a bleeding blow against Gozu, and he's just staring at her. Mind you, he's clearly angry because his eyes are completely widened over, and he's just staring at Osaragi, who's just standing there fine. Mind you, she still has her circular saw in her hand. And then Gozu just casually opens up a refrigerator, takes a bottle of milk out, and starts chugging it in front of Osaragi. And he's making sure to keep an eye on her while he's chugging this milk. And she goes in to try and attack him, and he immediately I won't say he immediately throws away the bottle, because we clearly see the bottle get cut into, because we see one half fly up in the air. So I don't even think he finished the entirety of it. He goes to block the circular saw with his claws. And my thing is, the claws are not covering the palm of his hand. So the circular saw is still rolling while he's still using his fingertips to stop the circular saw. And the blades of the circular saw are not cutting through the nails, not cutting through the claws. And this surprises Osaragi, and he goes, you need a higher RPM. And while she's momentarily distracted, he goes in to punch her straight in the face. And she gets sent flying outside of the apartment building. And she's standing there, bleeding from her nose and also bleeding a little bit from her eye as well. And she starts looking out at all of the lights of this apartment level, and all of the lights start to flicker. And we get the mother with the baby. She shows up. Out of all the places I was wondering where this lady was at, she shows up. She shows up and goes,
There, little one. That's a good boy. Time to go night-night.
And Osaragi is just looking at this woman walking down the hallway.
There. Don't cry. Oh, you precious little thing. Didn't we already kill plenty of people today?
And she's holding that butcher knife that she killed the other guy with.
You sure love blood, don't you? Now, who did you get that from?
And the baby holds up a gun. The baby holds up a gun and shoots at Osaragi. The baby. Let me say this again, just so to make sure that you guys heard what you thought you heard. The baby holds up a gun and immediately starts firing at Osaragi. And one shot manages to graze her on the shoulder. And the mother appears right behind Osaragi, pulls her by the hair,
Such pretty hair. Ah, to be young again.
And she tries to cut Osaragi's head off. But Osaragi gets away from her. And while Osaragi's standing there, the mom looks like she's about to draw her sword again. And she draws right in front of Osaragi, right in front of her eyes. And she manages to duck down and avoid it. And when she's stopping, Osaragi tries to punch her, but the mom jumps over her. The mom jumps over her, and a civilian comes out through the door saying, "Hey, keep it down. Women and children should be quiet." And before he even finishes this sentence, the mother slices this dude's head clean through to the point where the upper half of his head is looking over there, like turned over there, but the rest of his face down is looking straight forward. Like think of Bluno's door face jambling ability. The top half of his head literally is moving in a different direction than the rest of his body, just cut straight through. And while Osaragi is clashing with this lady, Gozu is coming up behind her, smile on his face, electrified with electricity, and Osaragi can only look back at him and go,
"Oh."
But before Gozu can do anything, Shishiba comes straight through a wall and smashes his skull in with a hammer so hard that we actually see blood come up out of the top of his head. And Gozu gets sent flying off of the apartment with him only going, "Sorry I'm late."
Yeah.
And then Shishiba grabs her face and is holding it and looking at her.
"What, Mr. Shishiba?"
And cause she's like,
"What, Mr. Shishiba?"
"No fatal wounds, no lethal wounds. I'll handle Mr. Lightning. Never let go of your weapon again." And Shishiba hops over to get Gozu. This man is going after Gozu. He says, like, "You are never going to get close to Miss Osaragi again. You're going to be dealing with me." And he said, like, "I'll handle him. You handle her." And after that, Osaragi's just looking on, and Shishiba drops down to where Gozu is, and Gozu is just sitting up. "Shishiba, that's your name, right? You're gonna fight me alone? That should be more than enough. You're afraid that circular saw girl's gonna get beat down again? Huh? You can't be an assassin if you're afraid of your friends being slaughtered. So then why are you fighting alone when you stand no chance? You forgot that time I half slaughtered you? In other words, you failed to kill me. That's pretty third-rate, buddy. In our world, that's an embarrassment you don't bring up. You're dead meat." And then, because he's literally saying, like, I'm still alive. You failed to finish the job. We consider that an embarrassment. So the fact that I'm still alive after you tried to kill me speaks on your level of skill, not me. And Gozu gets upset, like a vein pops up underneath his eye as he goes, "You're dead meat. See, you don't have to say that. You'll just look pathetic when you fail again." Then we cut back to the mom, who's fighting Osaragi, just scratching her blade across the ground.
"That red blood really stands out against your white skin. But you won't be young forever. Do you have a good man in your life? Don't wait too long to have children."
And then Osaragi's all like,
"Huh?"
And then the baby's crying and the mom is holding the baby again.
There. Isn't he darling? Children are such a joy. They make life meaningful. There's no greater fulfillment for women than raising children."
And the baby starts to calm down. And Osaragi just plainly says,
"I don't need another little me in the world. That's creepy." "Creepy? Is that so?"
And she starts laughing, and the woman starts laughing very creepily.
"You're the creepy one. A good-for-nothing who can't get a real job. That's why you're living this life."
"I'm sorry, what occupation are you looking to seek after? With your baby?" the job of being an assassin, right? That's a real job. I'm sorry, you're trying to get into the same position that Osaragi was in? I beg your pardon? Pot Kettle Black?
You're a good-for-nothing who can't get a real job.
What does that say about you if you're trying to get into the same line of work that she's in? What you mean?
A good-for-nothing who can't get a real job. That's why you're living this life. There's something wrong with an adult who doesn't love children. It's nothing to be proud of.
Actually, there's nothing wrong with being an adult that you don't have to love kids if you don't have kids yourself, but you should not feel pressured that you have to love them. Can I be real? Can I be real? Like, I like being around kids, but you won't catch me like always working with them all the time because kids can be a lot of work. I ain't got that kind of time all the time. I'm just being real. But
there's something wrong with an adult who doesn't love children. It's nothing to be proud of. You think you're so great just because you're young with white skin, you ugly cow?
And then here's the thing. And the baby starts crying, and then the mom looks at the baby and goes,
"Shut up, you little brat! I'll kill you!"
And then the baby gets quiet immediately. I'm sorry, I feel like there's some child protective services that need the CPS. I think child protective services needs to be called if you're yelling at your child to literally be quiet and you say, "Shut up, little brat, I'll kill you." That's an issue. Take the baby away. But also, make sure the baby is not near any firearms because apparently the baby knows how to use one. But then Osaragi continues.
What was it again? Huh? An expression Mr. Shishiba taught me recently. Something like, kid who lost the parent auction?
Lost the parent lottery.
Oh, right. Now I remember.
You didn't remember, I told you again. And then the mother starts trembling over the fact that Osaragi just apparently insulted her parenting skills as she goes,
"Time to go night-night, you naughty little thing."
So Osaragi is already getting underneath this lady's skin. Mind you, she's already underneath this lady's skin simply because she's Osaragi. She's very beautiful. She has wonderful looking skin, luscious hair as well. Très magnifique. But this lady is bothered by her merely existing. So yeah, she gotta go. But also, Shishiba is over here saying like, yeah, I'ma handle. Because here's the thing. Gozu was all like, I got the edge up on you. You need higher RPMs if you want to cut through my claws. And then, because he's getting so high and full of himself, because he managed to land not one but two blows on Osaragi, sending her flying through an apartment wall. Now he thinks like, yeah, you're not strong enough to mess with me. So then we have the lady with the baby who we haven't seen in ages. Ages. It's been so long. We haven't seen her in ages, and she's here to fight Osaragi. And when Gozu looks like he's about to come up behind her and severely wound her, because he was charging up with lightning too, Shishiba shows up and basically knocks him outside of the apartment down into like the big center atrium area, the center atrium lobby area of this apartment building, saying like, and making sure he's checking her face, and they're like, no lethal wounds? Good. I'll handle Mr. Lightning. Never let go of your weapon again. And now she has her weapon, and she's preparing. Now she has her weapon, and she's preparing to face off against the lady with the baby, who we still don't know the name of. Matter of fact, we still don't know the name of the macho, of the luchador, with apparently the bulletproof skin, because he had armor implanted underneath his skin. I'm still wondering about that process. We don't know his name, and we don't know this lady's name. I don't think we even know the name of the fake cop who just wanted to be a cop so he could shoot people. I don't think we even know their names either. But now we just have Shishiba facing off against Gozu. And we have Osaragi facing off against the lady with the baby. So, and with Shishiba, it's also more personal. because this is a person that's trying to harm someone close to him, Osaragi. And the thing is, Shishiba knows how to fight Gozu. So Gozu fighting Osaragi was better for him because while Osaragi was strong, Shishiba was the one who immediately caught on how to fight him accurately and was actually the one who was doing the most damage to Gozu in the last chapter. Holding on to him with a choke slam and then using the momentum of a passing car to speed off and then slam him into an entire post and then send him flying into a street sign to the point where he got extra mad and had to separate the two of them because he knew how dangerous both Osaragi and Shishiba were. But with Shishiba, I feel like this is an even worse matchup for him than Osaragi. While Osaragi is an absolute beast in her own respects, Shishiba has little time for people who are trying to kill him constantly, and he is going to go all out in making sure that this person ends up dead. Because he already knows how to accurately fight Gozu. He knows how to fight him. He knows about the electricity he uses. He knows how to keep away from those claws. He is completely knowledgeable about Gozu's shortcomings and his strong points as well. And then he says, Gozu says, you're gonna fight me alone? That should be more than enough. You're afraid that Circular Saw Girl's gonna get beat down again. And he's thinking back, and he's also mentioning the fact that Osaragi got cut by Uzuki, and we see this in his head because he was there for that. And Shishiba's all like, huh? You can't be an assassin if you're afraid of your friends being slaughtered. So then why you fighting alone when you stand no chance? Dude, you're the one who said that if you don't defeat them now, you're gonna make sure you defeat them before you die. So obviously, you're aware that they're strong enough to kill you and bring you down. So he's really trying to put in his mind that he's capable of bringing down both Osaragi and Shishiba, even if separately. But it's like, the dude spent the last part of the last chapter separating them because he knew they both were dangerous. And the fact that when they were fighting, Shishiba had the upper hand the last time, dude ain't learned jack. So why you trying to fight? Why you fighting? So then why you fighting all alone when you stand no chance? You forget that time I half slaughtered you. But that's when Shishiba brings up a very good point. If you're gonna kill someone, don't do a half job of it. Actually bring it up. Hold on. There we go. It's weird. Okay, also, I can't lie, this woman and child reminds me of Ventriloquist and Scarface, though with an actual baby instead of a puppet and with the roles reversed. I need this woman's backstory, why her screws loose, how'd she teach a baby to shoot a gun? A toddler! A car seat, a stroller-bound baby that also knows how to fire off a gun. And mind you, let us not forget that guns have recoil. Every gun has recoil. The amount of force, depending on the ammo used and the size of the gun itself, generates enough force to cause a little bit of a kickback in a person's hand. That's the reason why when you see someone point a gun in real life and they shoot it, it is never shown shooting and there's absolutely no recoil when it's all like bang, bang, bang. No, you see the hand jump back. The fact that this baby shot this gun and it showed no recoil and even one shot managed to graze Osaragi, dangerous baby. Separate this baby from the rest of the children. But Shishiba responds to Gozu with, in other words, you failed to kill me. That's pretty third rate, buddy. In our world, that's an embarrassment you don't bring up. So the fact that Gozu is bringing up how he failed to kill someone is not something to be proud of. It's not something to be proud of in the world of assassins. Why are you telling me of a person you almost killed? You're an assassin. We should only be hearing about the people you have killed. But yeah, this gets under Gozu's skin because he starts crackling with energy because he's been insulted. You're dead meat. See, you don't have to say that. You'll just look pathetic when you fail again. See, here's the thing. There's a movie, I forget which Clint Eastwood movie it is, and you see tons of clips of it on YouTube, whether it's in shorts or it's the regular videos itself. It's this one person that's taking a bath. It's an old western. Old western. I don't know if it's A Fistful of Dollars or The Man with No Name or the good. I think it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Where your boy is one of the characters is in a bath just chilling, and then another person comes in and saying like, I learned you did me wrong. I learned how to shoot with my other hand this time. And he starts talking and having these villain monologues. Start having these villain monologues until the guy in the tub takes out a gun and just shoots him right then. And he says, if you're going to shoot, don't talk. This is literally one of those moments for Shishiba. He's saying like, you don't have to say someone's dead meat. You don't have to say that. You'll just look pathetic when you fail again. In this instance, it is literally, if you're going to shoot, don't talk. Shishiba is not here to listen to no monologues. If you are here to fight, then fight. You don't have to tell a person they're dead meat. If you're strong enough, they'll wind up being dead meat. But if you're saying a person is dead meat, then that means that subconsciously you are trying to demoralize this person so they could slip up because you are inadequate of being able to bring down this person without saying anything. That's the thing. People who have to demoralize another person in order to dupe and fool themselves that they're going to win a fight, more than likely will not win that fight. If they have to resort to trying to demoralize a person to make them slip up, it means that they're not capable of making that person slip up just by their own skill alone. They need to psychologically mess with them in order to have them cause like a hole to appear in their armor or a weak point to appear in order for them to be brought down. The fact that Gozu has been doing this the entire fight tells me that he lacks the strength to be able to easily bring down Shishiba and Osaragi, either one of them. So all this bravado he's using, Shishiba is right. He is going to look way more pathetic when he fails to bring down Shishiba. This is the reason why I like Shishiba. And then we cut back to Osaragi, who's fighting the lady with the baby. And she can't stand just how nice Osaragi looks, asking personal questions like, do you have a good man in your life? Don't wait too long to have children. You won't be young forever. And then holding a baby, going like, isn't he darling? Children are such a joy. They make life meaningful. There's no greater fulfillment for women than raising children. And then Osaragi goes, I don't need another little me in the world. That's creepy. And this woman is bothered by it. How dare you say having a child that may look like you is creepy? You're the creepy one, a good-for-nothing who can't get a real job. That's why you're living this life. So, I say again, what does that say about this lady if she's living this life too? Does that mean she's a good-for-nothing? She's a good-for-nothing mother. That's the difference between her and Osaragi. You're doing the same, you're doing the same thing she's doing. If you had a job and it wasn't being an assassin, doesn't that technically make you a good for nothing right now since you're pursuing the same life that Osaragi is right now? The only difference is Osaragi ain't got no kids. There's something wrong with an adult who doesn't love children. And I need to reiterate this. I don't hate kids. I actually love working with kids. But I ain't got to love them on the same level as like, oh, I just love your kids and be around them all the time. No, because sometimes there are limits to how long one needs to be around children. I'm just gonna be real. Now, should I ever have my own kids one day with my wife in the future, should I ever get around to that point, this sentiment is probably going to make me kind of look bad, but obviously my sentiment will change because it'll be my own kid. Obviously. But her trying to say that there's something wrong with an adult who doesn't love children, it's nothing to be proud of. I mean, you ain't got to love everybody. Well, the Bible says love thy neighbor, so technically there is that. But at the same time, trying to use this as a way to make it seem like Osaragi is the weird one, while she's the one who literally taught her baby how to shoot a gun? Yeah, there's something wrong with an adult who say they love children but teaches them to use firearms. There's something wrong with that. You think you're so great just because you're young with white skin, you ugly cow? Woman, you are wearing multiple articles of clothing that's hiding your entire face. Are you not confident in your looks? The only thing covering Osaragi is a dress and a shawl. That's it. You are covering your face with a face mask, sunglasses, and a big ol' hat to hide basically your entire face. So maybe Osaragi ain't the ugly cow. Maybe it's you. I'm just saying. And while the baby's crying, she looks at the baby going, "Shut up, you little brat, I'll kill you." And the baby gets quiet. I honestly feel like this isn't something that a baby should be getting quiet to. Which means that the baby understands. Which means that you have been teaching this baby bad things. Why is the baby getting quiet just because you yell at it to shut up and then say you're going to kill it? Don't trust adults like that. There's something wrong with an adult who teaches a kid to be quiet by yelling at them and saying they're going to kill them. See, her saying there's something wrong with an adult who doesn't love children is nothing to be proud of. There's something wrong with an adult that teaches a baby to use a gun. That's nothing to be proud of. There's something wrong with an adult who looks at their child and yells at them to be quiet and I'll kill you. That's nothing to be proud of. There's something wrong to be teaching your baby that red is the color they should be liking as children because it's the color of blood and the blood of their enemies. It's nothing to be proud of. There's something wrong with an adult who takes their children on their own personal killing sprees, saying, how many people did we kill today, little one? Over 20 people? It's nothing to be proud of. So her saying that Osaragi not loving children on the same level as her, it's nothing to be proud of, is literally infinitesimally smaller than this mother who is literally bringing her little boy around to every killing that she's done. It's nothing to be proud of. Let me turn those lines back on her. So it's crazy. And then Osaragi goes, what was it again? An expression Mr. Shishiba taught me recently. Something like, kid who lost the parent auction, lost the parent lottery. All right, now I remember. You didn't remember. I told you again. Basically saying that the baby lucked out on the parent lottery. So she's essentially insulting this parent in front of her child, saying like, yeah, this baby could have had much better picks than you. And she's already shaking, going, time to go night-night, you naughty little thing. So the lady is obviously getting bothered that Osaragi is nonchalantly insulting her in this manner. Imagine after all this, the baby ain't even real, and this was just some sort of doll, and she's so mentally unstable that she thinks it's a baby. That's scary. That would mean that this woman is not only schizophrenic, but she's also a psychopath. Now, mind you, I said sociopath for another character. I said that someone was a sociopath, doesn't care about morals or anything. No, those celestial dragons of One Piece. No, this woman is an actual psychopath. Because, remember, there was a civilian in this chapter as well, and that woman cut his head straight through. Just because he said women and children should be quiet, she cut his head in half. Not off, in half. Just... So... I'ma be real. If it turns out that baby ain't even real and we were just seeing things from her perspective, like the baby crying and then behaving, I really hope the baby is real. I really hope the baby is real. And it'll just make me question everything about her as a parent. Because if the baby ain't even real, then this woman is literally one of the worst you could ever bring into the order. You bring in a full-on schizophrenic into your group of assassins, where you want people to be competent, and you bring in a crazy lady? I really hope this baby is fully real. Because the only time actually, hold on. I think the baby's real because remember, the baby was crying, and there was the middle of a traffic jam when they were trying to find Sakamoto. I believe the baby is real because the baby was crying and a man got out of his car and saying like, that ugly baby needs to be quiet. It's getting on my nerves. And then the mother basically kills this man. So I am pretty sure the baby is real. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure the baby is real. So that also means that the baby shooting the gun and managing to graze Osaragi, that is also real as well. See, I was thinking like maybe she's schizophrenic and then maybe the baby isn't there, but then I remembered that the baby was crying and this caused a man to die simply because he said that women and children need to be quiet earlier on. Sorry. Eye itches. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the baby is real, so that just makes her a psychopath. She's not a schizophrenic psychopath. She's just a plain old psychopath. But the beauty of this is now we have Osaragi versus the mother, and we have Shishiba versus Gozu. And Shishiba is not about to let Gozu get away this time, because he's facing off against him in the middle of this apartment building. And both of these individuals want their opponents dead, because it's like, yeah, we're not here to incapacitate you, we're here to kill you. Now, if Osaragi kills this lady, it begs the question, what's going to happen to the baby when Osaragi kills her? So that's something we're going to have to wonder about in the next chapter for next week. Yeah, that's what we're going to have to wonder next week. But that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. This was actually a very fun chapter for Sakamoto Days. I don't know how much more we have to go, because once we take care of this lady, of this mother, and once we take care of Gozu, the only person we need to worry about in terms of adversaries is Tanabata and the Saionji twins. Because we still have to get back to Mafuyu and his brother facing off against Kippe. That's still a matter that's unresolved. And then Tanabata versus Shin. So there's still some fights we need to resolve before we get back to Sakamoto breaking the personalities of Uzuki and depriving him of that extra strength. But we'll find out in the next chapter where things go from here. Are we going to continue with Shishiba and Osaragi versus Gozu and the crazy mother? Or are we going to cut to any of the other people that I just mentioned and see those fights resolved before we get back to Shishiba and company, and then continue on to Sakamoto to bring an end to basically all of this fighting? She's either going to kill it, or would she actually take care of it? I don't see it. I don't see it as well. I don't see it. Because Osaragi doesn't strike me as the motherly type. Because she's the type that is, I won't say dependent on Shishiba, but she basically tends to be wherever Shishiba is going to be. Because Shishiba is the one person that gave her reason to press forward. So I don't know if she wants to incorporate another entity into the mix that could disrupt her being anywhere near Shishiba. Plus, you could be skilled as an assassin, but you really don't want to put a baby's life in danger like that. And I say that as I look at this woman bring her baby into danger like this. I'm just saying. So I don't see Osaragi taking that baby in. I don't know. But, theory for another time. We'll have to see later. But that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you for your patience as I've gone through everything. I know it's been a long day. I just thank you for being patient with me as I get all this stuff resolved. You know, the rehearsals and getting these reactions out. You guys are so amazing for being patient with me just in case things are late or I have to push stuff forward or push it back or whatever. I just want to say how much I appreciate you and all that you do for me. That's where I'm going to call it. I am going to rest because daylight savings hit me like a truck this morning, and I probably am going to take a nap. But you guys are amazing. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even check out my membership and Patreon because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!